All right. Yeah, this come from comments. This is someone I've never even heard of this, matey. But I can't remember whether it was on the John Prine video or the Gordon Lightfoot one. But someone commented saying, you've got to do this one. And yeah, I am. Guy Clark, the guitar. So yeah, this is all completely new to me, but I'm sure, yeah, it was either John Prine or Gordon Lightfoot song. So I'm guessing it's kind of storyteller folk, which I said before it's probably my favorite type of music. I love it. I love storytelling folk and country. But yeah, enough talking. Guy Clark, the guitar. Let's go.
Well, we're going to do you one more new song. This is a song Verlin and I wrote. We wrote it, I guess, about 4 years ago and forgot it immediately. I mean, forgot all about it. Just, you know, well, there's one. And not too long ago, somebody sent us the lyrics. And wanted to know what the melody was, so Verlin just sat down and wrote a melody right quick. And all of a sudden, we had a new song.
That's a bit like the Dylan one, isn't it? The Joan Baez says. Joan Baez released Love is Just a Four-Letter Word, which Bob Dylan wrote. And she charted with it, her version charted. And she said it was playing they was in a car and it was playing. And she's like, Bob Dylan, she's like, he went, oh, that's a great song. When did you write that? And she was like, you wrote it. But if you're like, I swear with these types of songwriters, well, I don't know, I've only just come across him, but with these types of songwriters, yeah, they just come right. But anyway, now we're getting to the track. Let's go.
Well, I was passing by a pawn shop in an older part of town. Something caught my eye and I stopped and turned around. Stepped inside and there I spied in the middle of it all was a beat up old guitar hanging on the wall. Well, what do you want for that piece of junk? I asked the old man. He just smiled and took it down and he put it in my hand. He said, you tell me what it's worth. You're the one who wants it. Turn it up, play a song, and let's just see what haunts it. So I hit a couple of chords in my old country way of strumming, and then my fingers turned to lightning. Man, I never heard it coming. It was like I always knew it, just don't know where I learned it. It wasn't nothing but the truth, so I just reared back and burned it. Well, I lost all track of time. There was nothing I couldn't pick. Up and down the neck, man, I never missed a lick. The guitar almost played itself, and there was nothing I could do. It was getting hard to tell just who was playing who. Well, when I finally put it down, I couldn't catch my breath. My hands were shaking and I was scared to death. And the old man finally got up and said, "Where in the hell you been?" Said, "I've been waiting all these years for you to stumble in." And then he took down old dusty case and said, "Go on, pack it up. You don't owe me nothing." And then he said, "Good luck." There was something spooky in his voice and something strange on his face. And when he shut the lid, I saw my name was on the case. Thank y'all.
I knew that guitar was evil. I knew it. I knew it from the second. Yeah, I knew it was going to be an evil guitar. That was fire. That was fire. I don't, to be honest, I don't know what was better. The lyrics. The lyrics was great. The lyrics was like great storytelling, great poetry. Like, well, not so much poetry, but like it was. It felt like a conversation more than a song. Like, and like that's a very skillful way of writing words. Where it almost, do you know what I mean? You're almost not even realizing it's rhyming. You're just listening to the story, basically. But I don't know what was better, the words and his. To be fair, his performance too. He kind of performed it as if he was the person. Do you know what I mean? Like you kind of bought it that he was telling a story about him. Um, but the guitar player, that guitar player was awesome. From the second he started, it just got better and better. He was fired because he had that kind of, yeah, I suppose, what would you call it? Spanish. That's as best as I could think. That kind of Spanish flair to his playing. But also it had that yeah, pirate kind of vibe to his playing as well. Like what's the Dylan one? Blackjack Davy. Like he had that type of way of playing too. That guitar player was fire. And to be honest, right, yeah, that's a hard toss up between because he was fire. It was almost like his guitar playing told the story too. But yeah, that was fire. That was fire. And I've never ever heard of this, matey. Never heard of this song. Like somebody like I say, Joe Bonamassa and I think Rush was probably the last one that I really didn't know at all. Never heard of them. Um, well, I suppose yeah, there are others that I've never heard of, but yeah, some people you kind of know or you know the song. Like how many Johnny people don't know Johnny Cash, but they will know Boy Named Sue. If they know any song, it's always that one. Everyone knows that song. Um, but I didn't never heard of this. This was fire. So yeah, whoever requested this, I'm sure it come from comments. Whoever requested this was a great request. Especially like I say, because I said in that, yeah, I love the storytelling folk, and this was as storytelling folk as you could get. But also, it had a kind of very contemporary feel to it too. Do you know what I mean by that? Like it felt, yeah, There was definitely a kind of modern feel to it. The way it was more like it wasn't like he was singing. Like I say, it was like he was telling a story. It literally was like storytelling, and as if he was performing as the person telling the story. Um, but yeah, yeah, that was fire, fire. But yeah, shout out to that guitar player as well because, and it worked well. Every time he'd say like, "Yeah," and I played, then he'd kick off. Yeah, this was fire. But anyway, that's the reaction. Sweet.